Hi, Scott here. Today I'm going to do this battery test for the second attempt. The first attempt caused an interference problem, so that's why we didn't do that, but we're going to try to fix it this time. First off, I wanted to mention genuine Hubsan battery from Hubsan himself, from Kevin himself, from the factory. This battery is a HJ-K0910. I don't know what that is. It's generic. I got two for $25.99. Very reasonable price. This is also a 25C battery. This is a 10C battery. This test is mainly to see if 25C or 10C, what difference it really makes. I mean, everybody tells me that this don't last as long, but it runs faster. And that this runs longer, but you don't have the power. I don't really notice much difference in power, maybe a little. But as far as longevity, I think this one's beating this one. And these both have exactly 22 charges on them. So they're both the same age, basically the same, you know, they're both broken, but they're not worn out. I want to show you the voltage. 4.22, 4.22 on every cell. Same with this battery. 4.22, 4.22, every cell. Now, I wanted to make sure that because I don't usually see people do that in these battery tests. I've seen them tested a few times, and the genuine one usually lasts longer. But I don't know. I have my questions as to whether it works that way. I've balanced all the props. I think part of the reason maybe for our interference test was I had a 9 decibel antenna and a 2.4. I've swapped it out with a 5. I wouldn't even use a high antenna, but this remote is in bad shape. It gets very bad reception. It ain't going to make no difference on the battery test, and I don't usually use it, but I wanted to use it for this because we need to for this test. But anyways, one other issue that I had was this drone is 19 grams heavier than this drone on account of I have external antennas. These each weigh, what do I got here? These each weigh 4 grams, and then I got the IPEX connectors and then a little bit of glue. But in all, it comes up to 19 grams heavier than the other one. So what I did for that is I left the little gimbal holder I have for the 360 camera on there that weighs, what was it, 7 grams. And I added some pennies till I got to the 19 grams, as you can see there. So weight-wise, we're exactly the same. We got balanced props, everything's exactly the same. Set that there. What else did we do? We have batteries, aftermarket. Oh, okay. Now, the one difference in weight there's going to be, but I left it that way on purpose because the battery weights are a lot different. I'm getting 101.7 grams for the aftermarket battery, and the Hubsan battery is 114. Now, the reason I didn't adjust for that weight was because that's actually going to be added to it on the flight. So to get an accurate account of exactly which one's better than the other one, the weight of the battery is still going to be there, so it has to be there. But anyways, I guess that's everything. We're exactly the same voltage, exactly the same everything. Hopefully it won't be too windy when Anna gets home, and we'll run over. We're going to go over to the park where we got a little more space in case we have another interference problem. They both had 22 recharges. Okay, I guess that's everything. We'll see you at the park. Hi, Scott and Anna here again. Okay, we're ready for the battery test. There, we're going to try them a little farther apart this time, as you can see. Everything's good. We got the batteries I showed you in the other video. Okay, honey, I got food.
Okay, I'll be the star of the show right now. Thank you.
Okay, get ready with your battery. We're going to plug it in, okay? Don't close the door. Just plug it in and let it sit there a second and then turn on your transmitter, okay? You ready? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, plug it in. Okay, now turn on your transmitter.
Why does this go dee-dee-dee-dee-dee?
Because I got 2 ESCs in it. Okay, you ready? Does your thing say calibrate compass 1? Okay, go ahead and do that.
Why is this harder than usual? There we go. Again.
You get it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. If that happens again, wait till after you calibrate it. But anyway, okay, calibrate it. Remember how to do that? Oh, pull it up about that high, spin it. Till you get a green light. Then nose down, spin it clockwise. Okay, mine's good. How about yours? Okay, we already got 7 satellites. Everything's going good. I'm going to pull you back a little. We're going to try to get both of them in it. How many satellites you got?
Wow.
Well, how many do I got? Well, it's bright out here. 12. Okay. Make sure your GPS is on. The one on the left. Okay, are we ready to take off? Okay, I think we got both of them in frame. Same thing, let's try to get them up just a little ways and we'll try to get them to just hover, okay? You ready? 3, 2, 1, motors. Okay, motors are on. Okay, bring her up. 3, 2, 1. Just try to keep it over your board.
Why is it going down?
It will when you first start, but it'll get holding. Frankendrone's doing awesome.
Dad, look at I'm not. I just cut it up.
Okay. No interference. Just set it down and leave it there. Just be ready in case it starts to do crazy stuff. Frankendrone's moving around a little bit, but it seems to be holding. Everybody's holding. I'm going to bring Frankendrone up a little to match you. Actually, it's really good, honey. It's windy out here, and it's doing fine in the wind. It's not really windy. It's just a little breezy. It wasn't at all before, but as soon as I get these out, it starts blowing. That's the way everything works for us. Franken drone's drifting just a little bit, but he's staying pretty good. I might go put him back over the board.
I mean, that's good for Franken drone, but
Yeah, Franken drone's got a little bit of a personality. But everything's working good. Absolutely no interference this time. This thing's just dying to come this way. Stay still when it's there. I guess I'll just leave him there if he wants to stay there. Well, breeze is coming through. I'm not sure. I might cut some of this out and throw the time lapse in. We'll see how that turns out.
you should record on Franken drone.
No, there's no card in it.
Oh, is your card mine?
Yeah. It's funny. They both lowered at the same time. I wonder why.
You're higher mine.
Okay, that's a good idea. We'll get them up a little bit. Mine just landed 6.7 volts. It landed itself. It just dropped fast. Let's go see what Annie's got going here. Mine dropped like fast when it hit. It hit 6.8 and then it dropped extremely fast and went right to 6.766. And it's done.
I won!
Hups,
6.9!
Hups and battery definitely won.
6.9!
You still got 6.9?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. See if you can see this. She has 6.9 and we're on 14 minutes, almost 15 minutes. She's still on 6.9.
I gotta move it over just a second.
Here, I'll go.
You wanna move the camera back a little bit? I feel like it's not as big as what this
Okay, now the other battery held up almost as long with the voltage, but when it dropped immediately. So what's that tell us? That if we're on our way back home with one of them older batteries, it's going to drop out. It's going to drop right out of the sky if we're that low. This one's still going strong. It's been on 6.9 volts for like 2 minutes. Okay, we're fluctuating to 6.8 volts.
It's been 16 minutes so far.
But she's still holding. She seems to hold good at the end. So one of my observations were that battery seems to hold up just as long, but I never took it to the end before. We're still on 6.9. We got.
Somebody loves my. I love you. Yeah, look at the camera. You see that really? Yeah. I think that's really hot.
Well, the hover test got about 15 minutes and the other battery before it landed, and honestly, it didn't give me the option to raise it back up again, because when it dropped too fast. I went to raise it back up again, and it dropped right down to 6.6.
It's 6.8 right now, so that's usually the time where it starts to end. But we automatically know that the Hudson battery won.
Yeah, the Hudson battery definitely got the distance of the flame. It's a little bit heavier, but the heavier didn't make a difference there, did it?
17 minutes and 39 seconds.
Put it back to the head of the camera.
People like the battery.
She's still going. She's still on 6.8. I know they're supposed to get 25 minutes, but we all know they don't. Don't kick that. Yeah, so you gotta do a range test. I would definitely stick with the Hudson batteries. Those ones are fun, but reliability, I'm with everybody else. This thing I can still fly around the yard. We just dropped to 6.7 volts.
They're walking. They're fine.
Oh, it's trying to land.
That's 8.6 volts.
I can still hold this one up. The other one I could not hold up. This one I could still keep coming home. Even at 6.5, this thing's still up. And the official time is 20 minutes, 10 seconds.
Wow. That is actually 25 minutes.
Okay, Anna, let's give them our final. What do we think of it? Okay, cheap batteries are cheap batteries. You get what you pay for. I really thought it would do better. I thought the cheap batteries would last this long because I noticed the battery levels holding just as long as the Hudson batteries. The difference being is when you get to about 7 volts, the 25C batteries drop immediately. They really don't have any more power once you get to that. In fact, I couldn't even hold that up. I could still hold this one up. You know, I don't want to ruin the battery, but I could still hold that one up. That one just dropped right out of the air, basically. So that tells me if I do any range tests or if I get low on battery with those blue ones, get the heck home. Now, when I did my range test, I made it 1,100 meters up over the hill, and it worked out really good. And when I got back, I still had a lot of battery. That's why I was thinking that maybe I'm getting as much juice out of the aftermarket batteries as I did the Hudson batteries. But this is your proof right here. It absolutely did not. They both went down to 7 volts at the same time, but once it got there, that was the difference. The 25C battery dropped immediately. Within a couple minutes after it got to 7 volts, it was at 6.6, 6.7. The other battery, it got to 7 volts and it was still going strong for another, 5 minutes after that. So that's what we've come up with on this one. Well, this video is we know buy Hudson from now on for batteries.
Yeah.
See you next time.